I can't believe I actually have to make this video, but apparently there's a bunch of dumbasses on YouTube who, for some reason, feel that the fact that this controller uses AA batteries makes it superior to a controller that has a built-in rechargeable battery pack. Some of the comments or reasons or rationale that they use is that AA's last longer than a rechargeable. Okay, let's play with that idea there. So, for instance, you buy the controller, it comes with two AA's. AA's have a finite amount of power. If they're alkaline, once they're used up, you toss them. Well, if you go out and you buy rechargeable battery packs, which is what I do, I actually use any loops. Now these any loops are rechargeable, and these any loops are 8 years old. They still work, not quite as good as when they were brand new, but they still work very damn well. I use them for the Max trackpad. I use them again for the Xbox 360 controller. They're rock solid. They last longer than the rechargeable battery pack that Microsoft sells you for the Xbox 360 controller. Okay, so now, here's a scenario which will pretty much prove why I believe this controller is far superior to this controller. Let's say you're in the middle of a match. You're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield 4 or whatever. You're playing a game. You're in the middle of a game. A multiplayer game. All of a sudden, battery pops up low, and you realize, well, you know, I'm not going to have time anytime soon to replace the battery. I'm still in the middle of a match. I'm still in the middle of a race. On the Xbox One, for some reason, the console doesn't tell you if your battery's, what your battery status is. So when it becomes low, you're going to be surprised. It's going to come up unexpected. Maybe Microsoft will change that. On this controller, you'll get a little warning pop up on the screen that says your battery's low. When that warning pops up, you still have a good 45 minutes or so before the controller actually dies. But how do you rectify a low battery problem on each of these controllers? Well, on the PlayStation 4 controller, and as well as the DualShock 3, you just plug it in, and that's a standard connector. With the Xbox 360 controller, they used a proprietary connector. So you had to buy their specific cable, their specific play and charge kit. They made it more difficult on the Xbox One. Now, for instance, one thing they actually did right is now it's using a standard micro USB cable. So you don't have to buy anything specific. There are a few dumbasses on YouTube that state that, oh, because Sony doesn't include the cables with each of the controllers, that you have to spend $20. Actually, that's complete bullshit. The cable is like $2 on Amazon. You could buy a 20-foot cable for like $8. So don't tell me that Microsoft is doing you a favor by making you use AA's. Now, you're back to your game, the controller dies on you. Or it's low and you want to recharge the batteries. Well, you have to go in the back, you have to pop this thing off, pull out the batteries, now your controller's off. So now you're in the middle of your game, you can't pause a multiplayer game. You can't. So, if you're in the middle of a battlefield, you're gonna die. If you're in the middle of a race, you're gonna lose. Because now you have to pull out the batteries to replace them. Whereas, again, without any problem, you just connect the damn cable. When you get your warning that, oh, the battery's low, just connect the damn cable. You don't have to pay anything extra for that feature on PlayStation 4 or even the PlayStation 3. Microsoft, being a cheap fuck that wanted to charge you more for less, they went and said, well, we're going to make a battery pack. Okay, fine, you can make a battery pack. Include it. I don't see why a $500 console can't include something that a $400 console has automatically. And it's not like, oh, it's only one battery pack. Every PlayStation 4 controller that you buy has a rechargeable battery pack in it. Now, the other argument that people make, and I don't get this, they say, well, the rechargeable battery packs, they die over the years. Again, still using the same rechargeable batteries for 8 years. They're still good. They still last a long time. So you're telling me you're worried that in 8 years still works, that you would have to replace the battery pack. Well, I showed in my video when I took this damn controller apart. It's fucking easy. You see the 4 screws that are in this video? You see those 4 screws? You remove those 4 screws and you just pull the thing apart and boom, you can replace the battery pack. And there are third parties that manufacture higher capacity battery packs. So again, I don't see where the problem is. I don't see how someone can justify that AA's are still a good thing to have, especially when everything under the sun has rechargeable battery packs built in. Fuck, my mouse has a rechargeable battery pack built in. When it's low, which it takes, this thing lasts months without, dying, I just dock it on the fucking dock. Yes, they made a newer version that uses rechargeable battery, it actually uses an any loop. But that one actually dies more often than this thing. So, I mean, it's got rechargeable battery packs. I don't see how anyone can justify what Microsoft did with this controller as being a smart move. I mean, people, for some reason, it's the same thing with the cell phones. People constantly would bitch and complain about Apple or any other cell phone manufacturer for basically putting a battery pack inside the phone that you can't just pull out and replace. Again, I have never had the need to pull out a battery pack and replace it in my cell phone. Cell phones last so damn long that as long as you're not stupid and you charge it when you can, it's fine. It's a non-issue. I have a rechargeable cable in my car, so it charges in the car while I'm driving. Okay. By the time I get to my destination, the phone is fully charged, even if it was like almost dead. But no, you'll have those people out there, for some reason, they need the satisfaction of pulling out a battery pack. Again, it's a complete non-issue. My point is, why is Microsoft charging you more for less? And obviously, when you have to buy stupid battery packs that aren't included, it's an additional $20+ charge. You're getting less for more. Whereas Sony is just saying, look, we're not about that bullshit. We don't give a fuck about making, nickeling and diming you for extra shit. Rechargeable battery packs should be standard. And Sony was the only one that did it last gen. They said, fuck it, we're going to include battery packs in all of our controllers, which, again, I have never had a single PlayStation 3 controller fail, like battery-wise. I've never had one do that. So I'm pretty confident this thing will last long. So, Microsoft fanboys, give me another fucking reason. Give me another fucking reason why you think the Xbox One is far superior to the PlayStation 4. Now, on a side note, I tweeted a while ago that I won an Xbox One. And tomorrow, my Xbox One will be coming in. Again, I won it. I'll explain more about that in the video. But, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion of the console. I'm going to give you my honest opinion on everything about it. There's really only one game I'm looking forward to playing on the thing, and that's Forza 5. I like racing games. But, again, it's just, Microsoft's all about bullshit. Look at Netflix. Netflix, every other device lets you access Netflix as long as you have a Netflix account. Microsoft's the only one that charges you an additional fee to access a subscription that you're already paying someone else for. That it's complete bullshit. So there's only 2 devices in the world that you cannot access your Netflix account for free, and that's Xbox 360 and Xbox One. 99.9% of devices out there let you access it for free. Heck, you can access it for free on Windows 8. You can access it for free on Surface 2. You can access it for free on Wii U, on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Roku, iPhones, Androids, Windows fucking phones. You can access it for free, but you cannot access it for free on Xbox. Why is that? I don't get it.